Welcome back to a Windy City Vatan Watch, the channel where truth meets freedom, right here in the heart of Chicago. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated with our latest investigations, interviews, and insights. Your support fuels our fight for freedom and truth. So, let's dive into today's journey, armed with knowledge and the relentless spirit of the Windy City.
Howdy everybody, Windy City Vatan Watch. It is Tuesday afternoon. It's 3:45. I was a couple minutes late here. Sorry. We're going to walk a little bit. I'm going to try to get over to State Street again. We saw the router as I was leaving this afternoon. Was headed that direction, trying to get kind of out of my reach. Unfortunately, I had to go back to a client, so I wasn't able to follow him. We did have a little bit of fun this afternoon. It was kind of quiet. Few people coming in, few people going out. We saw a body router, the female black woman that always wears the headgear or a head wrap. She attempted to do some body routing and gave a flyer to one person. I talked to him, and they immediately gave the flyer back to the Scientologist. And then she walked a little bit further, handed it out again to a couple. I explained to that couple that, hey, you just got proposed to by a cult, and he gave me the flyer. We also had a Chadwick sighting, and I made some clips. I just didn't want to upload them because if I upload the clips before the live, then they'll steal all my notifications and nobody would know we're here. Thank you so much, Jerlyn. Hey, J-Bat. Good to see you in here. Fuzzy. Dorothy, thank you. As Chadwick approached the org today, I asked him if he wanted to touch my breasts. He declined. Well, I won't say he declined. He did not take advantage of the opportunity. I am sorry, we're underneath the train. Not sure how well the mic protects you on that one, but I am trying to get away from the org first, and I'll move back towards it just to see if we can entrap or capture any of the body routers out here. Susan, we actually do welcome all. I'll actually, I'll recant that a little bit. I want people who really want to come out and protest against the cause. You know, in the past, we've had a couple of people down here who really just tried to cause trouble, and it's just not advantageous. It doesn't really put shine a great light on the protester, so not a fan of that. But yeah, more than happy to have as many people as possible down here. And as this weather warms up, I assure you, those body routers are going to be out in more force. We're now coming up on State Street. Kind of looking both ways, see if I can find any of the routers. Oops, that is awesome, Susan. I think St. Louis is a tougher one to protest in, just like when I was out in California, that the Scientologists can drive into the parking lot and they can get from the parking lot to the door without having to go past us or a protester, and that makes it a little bit more challenging, right? It's harder to get up in their face. What I don't know is how they do body routing at those orgs. This is odd. Give me a second. I want to play with the gimbal for just a second. It's not acting nicely to me right now. Oh, there we go. I think that it snapped in. Sometimes if the magnet's not placed correctly in the back, it'll kind of not be happy with me, and it makes it go tilty very quickly. Just had a train going over the top of us. I agree with that statement 100%. I think that he is really, really intelligent, and he's street smart or non-Scientology smart. I think that he can explain to us what's going on so well. I love the way that Nora does it as well. I do have an open channel communication with Louis, so see if I can get him on the channel. What I have asked him is, and I would put this out to all of the, oh, you son of a gun, to all of the ex-Scientologists, is there anything that I can be doing better? And again, my goal is not to get Scientologists out of Scientology. My goal really isn't to get Scientologists out. It's to make sure that no new Scientologists go in. All right, so now we're to Michigan Avenue. Let me turn the camera around for a minute. Hello, Baked with Butter. I'm kind of just giving myself a glance around here, see if I can see, right, the white shirts, the gold vests, the blue vests. We're heading south on Michigan Avenue towards Ida B. Wells or the Congress Expressway. Here we're at the Fine Arts Building. And we'll come up to the Roosevelt University Auditorium. It's the auditorium plus plenty of other classrooms. Howdy, no one. Thanks for coming in. This afternoon, I did have a bit of a kerfuffle with a couple that had gone in and they came out, and I can't tell if they were from my house. And I then said, that it's a cult. They won't let women report sexual abuses against them. And the girl said, "So what?" And I'm like, I'm a little bit inflamed by that statement. And I said, "What do you mean, so what? You think it's okay that women can't report sexual abuse?" And then she said, "Well, we were just kidding." And I said, "Okay, fine." So, no idea where they actually stand, but it was that fun. As we cross the street here, we'll end up going to past the Congress Hotel. One of the body routers did lose me here last week. He went into the hotel, and I just didn't want to have a live camera going through a hotel lobby. Yeah, I kind of get it. There's some stupid males in the universe that might grimace or joke about something like that, but to have a female give such a blasé answer to that question, it irked me a lot. I just want to let everyone know I don't think it's okay for males to laugh at that statement either. I just know that there is a population of males that they wouldn't care about a statement of that nature. I'm kind of keeping my eyes scanning over to the park on our left, so just to kind of show you all. You know what? I'm gonna go all the way down to Polk. By the way, when I say Polk, it's not P-O-K-E, it's P-O-L-K. These streets in the city center are named after presidents. We're in front of Columbia College. Now remember, Columbia College has a residence next to the Church of Scientology, but they have classroom buildings out here. Saturday. So here you see the Columbia College, kind of their fashion school. There was an exhibit about protests down on Balboa Street, which was interesting. A lot of it was centered on apartheid, which I think that it was finally disbanded in the very early 90s. Definitely not seeing anybody. Sorry, we just turned the corner onto a bright. I might probably just blinded you all. Turn the corner, heading back into the sun. We're heading west right now, off of Michigan Avenue on Polk towards the org. You've got the Hilton across the street to my left, and then DePaul University, their theater company is here. And this is not where they teach theater, and there's no classroom here. This is usually a theater that's rented out, sometimes to the DePaul students themselves. And they'll practice whatever the play is, and they'll perform the play there. But this is not where the theatrical studies take place. Off to our right, we've got Sears Tower, 311 South Wacker. Still kind of looking up and down the streets. See if I can see a body router. Nice Mustang fastback with a glass pack muffler system. We're making our way back towards the org. Directly ahead of us is Jones College Prep, the magnet school in Chicago. Magnet means you don't have to live in the locale of the school. You can travel anywhere. If you live anywhere in the city, you can travel to this school. Uh, these schools are set up for um, people that are highly attuned to pushing themselves educationally. Now, I will tell you that you can get a very good education in almost every school in Chicago. Every single school in Chicago has a valedictorian. So some of the students know how to learn in those environments, but these are environments that are intentionally set up to be, they feel much more like college. You do a little bit more self-directed study. Still looking up and down the street, I'm not seeing any of the body routers. You do a little bit more self-directed study. You know, they're going to finish high school with 5 years of math, 5 years of English, 5 years of science. All right, I'm getting frustrated by the long red light. Track teams going out for training. It's very awesome. If you've ever been to Chicago, they're running to the lakefront, and the reason being, once you get to the lakefront or Lakeshore Drive, there's a path, the lakefront path, and you basically have 14 miles of uninterrupted pathway. So there's no traffic that crosses the vast majority of that path. Awesome bakes with butter. Do you happen to know which one? So there's some, I know Lewis University is a strong nursing college. University of Chicago, Northwestern, Loyola. Be curious to understand if the org is watching the video and then communicating either via phone or some other mechanism to help route the body routers out of my area. So I'm really looking to see if they're crossing the road at the top or bottom of any of the streets that I'm going across. Yeah, the building that the Shriners were in has had an interesting history. It's a Islamic looking building, or it's built in the style of domed Islamic buildings. Sorry, I'm just looking down the street real quick. And then for many years it was Bloomingdale's, and then this past year, one of the casinos opened up in there. It's a temporary residence for the casino. They're building a much larger building for it. But if you're ever here, it's a neat building to go into. It's got a great deal. Oh, I can see a staffer walking up the street right now. She walked straight up Clark, so she crossed Polk. Long hair, looked like it might have been Izzy. Not positive. Too far away to really see. Howdy, Popcorn. to be some sidewalk construction down there. It might be guys getting off of work. Maybe it's important that I emphasize that. Yeah, I've got the wide angle on, so you might not be able to see it, but there's a, blue pants, gold vest, long hair, walking up towards the org right now. Go make sure that the blinds are down. They were down at lunchtime when I came by. Could be they were monitoring me. It could also be that there are protesters out here in Chicago who don't carry cameras. They just come out and they'll carry signs and do the work more anonymously. And I'm grateful to them as well. All right. Just saw somebody leaving the org. Little box underneath their arms. We get to pull the shades. So, oh good, the body router's in here, so he's not out beyond my zone. Again, I noticed this yesterday, that this is the first time that we're seeing non-English language in here, so Arabic, and I was told that this was possibly Sri Lankan, but yep, they're gonna pull the shades for us. Waving with no reaction. Over here, again, this is one of the kanji alphabets. I don't know if that's Korean, Chinese, Japanese. Interesting. It's L dot, and then Ron Hubbard is in foreign language lettering on that. So I don't know if anybody can look that up or not. What do we have over here? Another foreign writing. And then finally, this one. Ooh, this female also had flyers in her hand. So I'm guessing that they're going to try and get out soon. If there is anybody in the Chicago area, want to come down and have some fun, we can try to box in the body routing teams. I'm going to go up to the top of the street, and I'm going to kind of wander back and forth between the two streets so I can see the alley and the street. I'm a little bit up in the air just to kind of keep the camera off the people. Shrine Hospital is also, I like their philosophy, right? It's similar to darn it, Memphis, St. Jude, where their goal is to get people healthy and to keep their families near them. So they are typically hospitals that they do a lot of fundraising. Sorry, just turning backwards to see if they try to sneak out. They do a lot of fundraising, and that fundraising allows them to not charge patients and families to stay near their loved ones. I think that Shriners is mostly a children's hospital. I don't know if they're the full spectrum of patients or not. Yeah, I'm looking down the street again. By the way, we haven't seen security here. I haven't seen them for a week, 10 days. I don't know if they ran out of money or if the security guards got sick and tired of having their face on camera and trying to explain to their friends and neighbors why they're supporting a cult that allows for criminal activity to take place. The alley's empty right now, so there's nobody in the alley. I'm going to bore you to death. I'm going to kind of walk back and forth between these two streets just to see if we can catch the body routers trying to exit the building. And nothing going on down there right now. This was the garage that was rented entirely by the Church of Scientology on opening day. I was able to allow them to protect and buffer the space that they wanted to have their grand opening event in. All right. That's awesome. He already turned around. So he tried to come down. I'll see if I can get you out to... So you can see that, right? He tried to come out the back door. I'm going to see if he goes back in. Yeah, he's going to go back in. Now, the trick has been, if I go over here, he'll try to peek back out that door in a couple of seconds, thinking that I've gone back to the front. Yeah, he just came out again. You saw him. Telling you folks, if you want to have fun someday, just come down here and frustrate them. All right, I'm going to kind of shuffle back and forth because, again, if I do this 2 or 3 times, then he'll go to the front door. Got him. Kind of standing behind this light pole. Somebody's not happy in the driving lanes over here. Oh, sorry. I'll put you guys out here a little bit so you don't have to look at the light pole with me. I'm kind of standing behind the light pole to give myself some obscurity. But we're going to keep on walking back and forth. Yeah, they've been a little bit more clever, so they definitely are shredding. And they do lock the garbage can intermittently. They're not doing it 100% of the time, but intermittently they're going to lock that. I'll come down here, and sometimes I've seen garbage in it when it's unlocked. If they've got the clear bags, then you're seeing that it's absolutely shredded. They now have the black bags, and I'm just not... Okay, he's not coming out the back yet. I'm not willing to go through the dumpster. In the unknown stuff, right? If I could see that it was paperwork, I would probably go and retrieve paperwork. So again, I'm looking down. I've got eyes on the door there. Hey, Toronto, just curious, were you able to, was it Montreal or was it Toronto that just had the big event with PTS for Life out there? Sorry, I got about halfway through that before I realized that, what are they talking about? Okay, this is fun. He almost got up here. You saw that he walked into there's a little bay right there, and he got really close up, but you might as well just stay in there. I'll give him A for effort, and he's tenacious. %. I love that. It was fun watching the guy. So we had been called on that night and Scientology claimed that we were stalking them. And the policeman came and they explained to us that, hey, if you follow people, it's stalking, which is an absolute bullshit statement. There has to be a threat in order for it to be called stalking. I think he's going to try and go all the way down to Polk. And if he does, I'll just follow him along those streets. Now, he will try to run every once in a while to get ahead of me. I'm going to see if just before if he gets to the end, I'm just peeking back just before it gets to the end to see if he'll turn around or if he's going to continue around onto Polk. Sorry, I should have put you out there. So he did turn around and then he saw me and then he went back. So now that he's in the sunlight there, he's behind ComEd. He's just got the one more apartment building to go past. He's still looking back. Sorry, he's on the, I know you guys can't see it, but he's in the last few meters, ready to take the left-hand turn on a Polk. Yeah, he's on Polk now. So I just want to get to Clark. We're giving a little half jog in here to see if he's gonna try and run by the bottom of the street. So while the street's here, I'm gonna get across quicker than him. So there's a car kind of obstructing my view. You go one block further. Kind of just looking down the street here. So as you can see, so this was the private alley that the police shoot everybody out of last week. Or I'm sorry, on opening day. I've just kind of want to keep an eye on it down there to see if I can see him go past that. And I've still got an eye on the opening to the alley up here. Yeah, he did just walk by. It's a fun activity. Come out and join me, folks. I kind of stay out of view here. Yeah, he just now crossed this street. What I like is when he gets far away, because then he has to do the walk of shame so much further. He's now walking across Dearborn. I'm gonna run across here real quick. He just now got behind that building. So he's on Polk, I'm on Harrison. So he's 2 blocks south of me. Hopefully he has a false sense of escaping. All right. I haven't seen him come across this one. This is where it gets. Oh, there. That's him, right? I apologize that I've got you guys behind the post. Yeah. So he just went one more block. So he's between Plymouth and State Street. Every once in a while, he'll try to run on me. Hey, Dave, good to see you. We've got our body router. He's out. He thinks he's escaped me. He's 2 blocks south of me on Polk Street right now. I'm just shadowing him on Harrison. Let's see which way he goes when he crosses. Okay. He may have just walked south on State Street. Not positive. Yeah, I'm not seeing him here. He either has to go a little bit south, so Polk dead ends at State Street. So he either had to go a little bit south or a little bit north to this street so he could poke out. Or punch out. All right, I'm gonna see if I can close ranks on him a little bit. I don't have eyes on him right now. Definitely one of those times where I would love to have more protesters out here. Do something real quick. I'm going to go behind this building just in case he's hiding behind here, waiting for me to go further south on State Street. All right, now we're going to be guessing a little bit. I'm going to punch through to the park. Sorry that I've been so quiet. Really just kind of been making sure my eyes are moving around correctly. This is the building, as I spoke to you yesterday. They were doing the protest exhibit. So you can see many protests of old in here. Apartheid. I have no idea what's down in the Barhid is. Victoria, El Salvador. Some Hispanic languages. So somewhere in Latin America. You might get a jog hike of the area. Yeah, there was no cake for me. I did see that earlier today. Somebody had posted that it was his birthday.
Good job with that movie.
Oh, yeah. Something that he might have done is really just ducked into a building and, wait 5 minutes. I have some time today, so I should be able to spend a little bit of time hunting the streets. There's the Hilton entrance. Okay, I'm looking up Michigan Avenue, not seeing anything there. Looking across the street, not really seeing anything there. Looking down Michigan Avenue, not seeing anything there. Let's head back a bit, see if he backtracked on Dearborn to me, on me. This has always been interesting artwork to me. The multiple faces, none of them are the same. All four eyes. Looks like Indian mysticism meets La Cuba, whatever the Mexican wrestlers are, La Cuba something. We are back to Wabash. Now, because he was pressing so hard to come up towards Harrison, I have the impression that he's trying to walk more into the central business district. So I might do a little bit of scouting up there as well. Hey, Juanita, how are you? I was on the trail of the body router. Again, he was able to. Oh. I was able to, or he was able to. Looks like he was able to evade me. right now. We'll head back towards the org and then press north into the business district. That's very possible. I'm going to say that I have been getting messages, and early this month, I was doing the mobile videos in 1080, and I should probably keep those down at 720. And hopefully that's spotty. Like if there's a big building between me and the cell tower. Thank you so much, Juanita. Bless you. Everybody remember to subscribe is free. I love that. It's always appreciated if you're subscribing. It shows YouTube that you have interest in the content, and they'll push it to others. The members is just another way of people saying that they support what's going on the channel, and I appreciate that. It's very nominal. I think it's $2.99, and the only thing I'm really doing is badges and emojis. My hope is that I will never have to delay or restrict videos. It's not really what the intent of that is. It's just to allow people who want to do a more consistent manner for supporting and show support. This was the last place I saw him. I think we got him. No. Saw some white shirts up here. I thought it might have been him. I'm gonna head back down to Polk, over to Clark, and then I'll push up Clark, and then cross into the central business district. Trains are also, so he might have gone down into the red line. Trains are a place where there's a high concentration of people, and he'll pay his train fare to get down there. And then he can stay down there, right, out of my sight. So unless I want to spend the train fare to go down and investigate, he's kind of safe down there for a bit. Sorry. And maybe one of the better tactics in the future is to actually let him escape out of the north side of the alley so that I can just follow him closer.
That's why it's
We had some success at lunchtime. The body router came out, and the first person gave the flyer back to the body router, and the second person gave me the flyer. Howdy.
What's your name, man? I see you every day. I have a feeling we'll see you every day.
So, Windy City Thetan Watch?
Theta watch.
Thetan. So, do you know
I've been
Scientology?
Thetan since I was 3 years old, bro. Thetan free since I was 3. What
Nice.
are you doing?
So, the Scientologists, they believe in this alien being called a Thetan, that we're covered with Thetans. And that's what they're really trying to do.
So
So,
what do you believe in?
not that. So, it's science fiction.
I know, but what do you believe in?
I'll say this. I grew up Christian. I'll say that I have a much more scientific mind than a Christian mind. They won't let me. They'll trespass me the second I go in there. Like, if you watch, the reason I'm out here right now is they've got body routers out there handing out flyers for free invitations to go inside.
I've been in theirs.
There's no big deal. And again, in the earliest parts, it's innocuous, right? Way to happiness, way to wealth.
Right.
Then we get into the fun stuff. They won't let women report sexual crimes against them. They commit financial fraud. They make children sit in front of adults who will tell them the most perverse things in the universe, and the child has to
But how
sit
do you
there.
know that?
All the X's that have been in there.
God damn,
It's
man.
hundreds of
How much
X's.
do they pay you an hour for this?
Nothing. I just don't want more people going in there.
If you see me in there, leave me alone for a minute.
I will.
Go get my
I will.
thing free on.
Yep, no problem. Take care. Have a good meal. All right. Anything in the chat I have to look at real quick? The guy was pretty cool. I'm looking up the street. Again, like I said, I don't know if I'm fighting against just the one body router or if he's getting direction from the stream. Just to let you know, right, we've still got the blinds down. So when I came over here this afternoon at lunchtime, the blinds were up. And when I came over, I'm sorry, the blinds were down when I came over at lunchtime. When I came over here this afternoon, the blinds were up, but they brought them down since then. Because cults work best in the shadows. I can see inside the door right now, and I just saw a couple people come down the stairs. Sometimes that's a bit of an indicator. I just want to see if she'll look over here. So there's somebody on their phone inside the door right now. There's also somebody outside the org right now. It looks to be setting some stuff up. It might be that she just got her backpack and groceries. All right, let's push forward into the Central Business District. See if we can find our young body router. I'm sorry that this is such a boring stream, but I would like to see if we can catch him and disrupt the stats. We also saw Chadwick this afternoon. Chadwick seemed to choose not to touch my breast. So actually working under 10, none. But let me kind of clarify that a little bit. It's typically Sea Org that gets the youngest people in. Now, there have been people under 10 that I've seen reading books in here, looking at monitors in here. We know that up in Lakeview, they were taking the Purif rundown, and those were younger children. So those are people that are getting groomed to become Scientologists in the future. The uniformed people, there's some people that I would say are probably, high teens in there. High school grad, pre-college. But many of by the way, there are an awful lot of staff members that are college graduates, and it's because they're working for Dream Exchange. And then Dream Exchange is one of the whale companies that supports Scientology and employs many of the staff members. Yeah, whether they're theater, theater ushers, flight attendants. So right now we're heading back into the Central Business District. And this is where people are going to be walking towards Union Station from their downtown office locations. So high foot traffic. I'm hoping that that's the reason that he was really trying to escape out the north end of the alley. That's fair, and I definitely don't mean anything. I have no ill will against Nance. I left my family to go down there, helping get her out of jail. I do think that it's fantastical, the idea that the police press charges on contact with that body part. Since I'm down here and since the light's against me, I'm going to go through the train station here at LaSalle Street real quick to see if he's up there. And just so you know, I'm guessing. I have no understanding of where we're at. It is, again, the idea that I need to be a better recruiter. We need more protesters out here so that we can have eyes on them in these situations. It becomes a little bit just too challenging, I guess, for me to do it independently. So hopefully you're seeing the foot traffic that occurs here in the city, right? These are all people trying to board a regional train, which will take them out to suburbs. Most of these suburbs are the south. See if we can find out that they've taken up residence here. to hand out their flyers.
That's what I said.
One other thing I noticed is that I really can't go into the subways and try and stream because it will absolutely disrupt the video. Just scanning the crowd, see if I can see the uniform. I can see inside the station. There's a little waiting room. It's not in there. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anybody here. This light and shade is wreaking havoc with my eyes. Yeah, again, I don't think that we're seeing people under the age of 18 working. We are seeing people under the age of 18 looking at course material and taking the purification rundown. The flag base and pack base are the two places where you're more likely to see younger participants actually working in Scientology. And something that I want to say is that if in Chicago they don't hire people under the age of 10, that doesn't make it okay for Scientology. Yeah, I want a tote board. I remember one Sunday I was out here with my friend and we were really just making the protest against all the people, reminding them about the idea that Scientology won't let females report crimes against them. And I think that we made contact in an hour with something like 40 people. And that was on a cold winter day. Might have been St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, 100%. And I'm gonna still say this, that there are elements of the CPD which are 100% corrupt. I do think there are good cops and bad cops. The downside is that here, Commander Harris, who is the decision maker at District 1. District 1 is the district that governs Printers Row and where Scientology is located. He has been accused of so many things, and he's like the Teflon Don. I do know that somebody was lodging protests against him, and when he talked to the police internal affairs, they said, sure, we can take your complaint. Oh, here's what happened. Here's what the person did. Okay, can you tell me who it was? And they said, oh, it was Commander Harris. Oh, we can't take that complaint. So then they went to the state's attorney, and the state's attorney said, oh yeah, we take complaints here. We can take, what's your complaint? Well, there was this officer who was stretching the legal limits of what he could do. Excellent. Do you happen to know what the officer's name was? Yeah, it was Commander Harris. Oh, we can't take that here. Which, by the way, the state's attorney should be able to take that complaint. So he just must be a highly protected person. And remember, Scientology is smart enough to stay a step removed from. It's not quid pro quo where they're giving a cop cash. They're donating to in the officer's name. They're starting a little league trophy or a little league award in the officer's name. So right now we're on Jackson. Jackson has an awful lot of traffic going east-west towards the train station. If you look behind me, you've got Union Station, which is just across the river down here, which is, what, 4 blocks? Sorry, and I'm not watching here. Oh, it 100% should be illegal. But like I said, it's on the boundaries of and working just outside the realm of legality. You know, they're going to help put the wife of a police officer on a board or a commission or some other financial element, which is going to be funded by one of the big whales, whether it be Randy Kretschmer up on the north side. You know, there's a lot of wealth in the north side of Chicago. All right, I think we have to head back to the org at this point. Or Joe Cicala Jr., which, by the way, Joe Cicala, which is the executive director here, he's the third, right? So Joe Cicala the third is the executive director here. His father is the founder of Dream Exchange, which is an exchange that claims to be the largest minority-owned exchange in the world. Yeah, I think that they stopped doing that. We did catch them on this. So the security guard that most often helps Scientology, a security company, is Blue Star Security. And Blue Star Security kind of has a policy that you've got to be somebody who's in good standing with the police. So you're either a retired police officer or a police officer off duty in order to work security for them. And a couple of times we've seen people who are down here acting as a security guard, and they would be wearing police identification. So if you wear a windbreaker that says police or FBI, that's impersonation. That is a crime if you are off duty, right, or not on your way to the work to the job or away from the job. Yeah, now they're paying for that security. The city doesn't give them that. The city does waste its resources, though, every time it comes out for a call on somebody who's out here. So, right, what? It took about an hour for the 2 officers, and then what, maybe 30 minutes for the 3rd sergeant to enact the arrest of Nance, right? What a waste of resources for that. I think we're going to give the Scientology body router the win this afternoon. I've been unable to track him down, So I'll go back to the org and see how I can frustrate them in that capacity. I did cut a few shorts from this afternoon. I've got the woman who was unable to hand out the flyers, and then the arrival of Chadwick. Again, we're coming up on the federal, this is the immigration court, so this is the federal building that's a block north of Scientology. I'm gonna get halfway across. Nice view of the Chicago Public Library. Always fun to look at that copper work up there. So we've been out for about a little over an hour. Our winds today were, right, we got the blinds to come down. We did kind of stymie him in the alley several times. He escaped at the bottom of the alley, and then I was able to follow him for 3 or 4 blocks, but then he did get away from me. I've got to get better at that tactic. I'm going to have to get full on running so that I can just keep him more in sight. At lunchtime, when we closed that stream, we had an interaction with somebody who wondered why I was out here, and I told him, hey, I was protesting Scientology. He asked me about it, and again, most people kind of understand that it's just crazy, kooky, science fiction, goofy stuff, but they don't understand the criminal activity that takes place and how the church hides crimes. So again, that kind of education I think is very important, because now he's going to be at a dinner table someday in the next couple of weeks, and he's going to relay that same story. Yeah, I should think about that. One of the things is I just try to travel so light so that I can get around quickly. And again, I think a scooter would help me a great deal. I also worry about something like that, being considered a weapon. I fully agree with that. And I'll say that the vast majority have been rather cordial. I don't think that I've shown disrespect to any officer who hasn't first shown me disrespect. I do ask for names and badge numbers. I ask for incident numbers. I ask for the reason for the call. We are heading back to the org.
I woke up late today. I meant to wake up.
Not much really going on here. And the blinds are down. So blind tech enabled. Yeah, this is 100% true, right? And while we'll hear this from Serge, he's not the only one that has been telling this story. So this isn't a one-off situation. And if it was one-off, right, the idea if it was one-off, why does the hotel room come equipped with a massage table? All right, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I'm going to still go out to Michigan Avenue to see if we can find our friend. But if we can find another, I don't know if I've got, Fuzzy, if we can find another live and go ahead and raid, that would be excellent. And if I do find him, I'll go ahead and just start another live. All right. Let's see this. I'll keep walking down. I'm going to get a bottle of water. Just see how quickly she turns her head. They're more photogenic than they think. I'm gonna go down for a bit. All right, let's head over to Eric's room. Folks, I'm going to end this here, and I will, again, I'll just start another stream if I do find him. All right, thanks, everybody.